Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Happy Friday.
Yes, it is Friday.
And hopefully it's been a happy Friday for you so far.
Hopefully you've had an amazing week.
Yes.
Got some lots done this week. Hey, we wanted to hop on tonight and talk about something that I, in particular...
We both did.
Well, yeah.
We both had it pretty bad. At different
I know I
points.
struggled with it. And still, to an extent, occasionally find myself falling back into this and have to kind of pull myself out. So what we're talking about, and actually, first of all, I want to introduce myself. If we haven't met, my name is Tim Graff.
And I'm Becky Graff. And you guys, as you're hopping on, please drop in where you're coming from. And if you catch us replay, hashtag replay. If you give value, go ahead and share it.
That way we can, say hi and
give you a shout out.
And give you a shout out, yeah.
Yep.
But you guys, what we're talking about is something that was actually coined back in 1978. This phrase, okay? And it was actually coined back when women actually became a big part of the workforce, okay? Women back then were typically stay at home, okay? And they started to come into the workforce and they started to feel a sense of being inadequate compared to their male counterparts, okay?
Well, and here's the thing. Have anybody out there ever felt inadequate?
Yeah.
If you've ever felt inadequate for anything, drop us a 1 in the comments, okay?
Yeah, if you've ever been, you've stepped into a role.
Felt like those shoes were like this big and you felt like this much of it.
Yep. And you just felt like you could not fill those shoes no matter what you did. And you felt like a bit of a fraud sometimes, right?
Yeah, drop us a 1 if you've ever felt that way. Because I think that at different times in our lives and different scenarios, we've all felt that way.
Yeah.
I know for myself, that sudden, hey, will you do this task that's like completely out of your comfort zone? You're just like, what? You're asking me to do that?
Here's another interesting statistic. This actually affects 70% of people in general worldwide. Okay.
That's a huge statistic. That's huge.
Yeah, 70% of people are affected by this. And it is of the 70%, it is a 50-50 split.
So it's not predominantly women nor men.
It's not predominantly women or men. It is a 50-50, okay? It is split equally among men and women. Like I said, it was coined back in 1978, and at that point it was predominantly women who felt this. But as time goes on and as things have changed, it is now become a 50-50 split between men and women. So.
And it's very interesting too. So you guys, what we're talking about is imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay, if you've not heard of what that is, it's basically feeling like you don't deserve or you shouldn't be able... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say a feeling and a sense of being in over your head. Okay.
Deep into the pool, can't swim.
Yeah.
Got the floaties on and they're not working.
You're going down.
You're doggy paddling.
And you're paddling for all you're worth.
Okay, feeling like you have a little bit more on your plate than what you can handle.
Yeah.
And it's actually interesting because even like high performers, high earners, people who get really great grades in school and things like that are, top of their class, they find during research, they found that most of those people have feelings like they don't deserve, like I got an A+, something must have been wrong with,
they
the
fell
system.
into it, or they fell into it,
It was
rather.
lucky. Or
and a sense
that.
of luck, right? Something came up and I got lucky and just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Those kinds of feelings typically have come up with people that, deal with this.
So how does this relate to you in your business?
Yep.
Okay. A lot of times we get into business and we start off running, and a lot of times we feel very inadequate because it's completely new. Many people, especially like your teammates as you're bringing them onto your business, they're coming from an employee-based world.
An employee mindset, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're used to being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it.
Yep.
And then based on their performance, right, they get an A, B, C, or D, or however the evaluation goes, usually annually or biannually, depending on the work that you do, right?
And who are they looking to for that information, for that, being told what to do and when to do it and all those kinds of things? They're looking to you you're the upline, right?
And so how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
If you've ever felt a little bit out of your depth, like, oh my gosh, now I am the leader.
Yeah.
Okay, like, This is on me.
I'm leading all these people that I'm bringing on.
Drop me a 2.
And I have no idea. I mean, I need to be led, right?
and who am I?
Yeah.
Who have you ever asked yourself, who am I to be teaching this? Or who am I to be stepping up into the leader? And who am I kidding about, being ready for this goal? I'm not ready for this goal. If you've ever felt that way, drop me a 3. Because it is something that we deal with, all of us deal with. Many of us, sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, we got a phone call.
Most of the time, we don't want to admit that we are struggling with things, right? That we've got it all. We make it all look great. Like we've got our crap together. Everything's great. And what's unfortunate about that is because we don't share what we're dealing with and we don't get feedback or ask for feedback about, was this effective for you? Was this training effective? What value did you get at? What worked for you? What didn't work? Not asking for that evaluation, it keeps us up in our head in a place where we constantly are wondering and worrying, well, was I good enough? Did I provide value? You have all these unanswered questions that start to erode your belief in your ability to provide value to your teammate, to the marketplace, and things like that. And it can be very, very dangerous going down that path.
Yep.
And yet, you guys, if we're all being honest, we've all experienced it at some point in our life.
Yeah, I mean, and it generally happens when you step into a place of, outside your comfort zone, where you step into a high-performing level, right? You level up. You're bettering yourself, you're bettering your life, and so you're going out and doing things to improve, and that is typically when this comes up.
Yep.
There's also a personality trait that some of you may struggle with that generally will lead you to a path of imposter syndrome. And that personality trait is perfectionism. If any of you out there struggle, and I am going to be the first here to raise my hand, okay, because this is,
even a lot better.
and at the beginning of the live, I said that this is something I continue to struggle with, and that is because I have dealt with perfectionism. Okay, that sense of just feeling like I've always got to be perfect with anything I do, anything I say, and honestly, it is an insecurity. I hate to break that to anybody who happens to be a perfectionism, but like I said, I fully admit here, it's being a perfectionist. Nobody's perfect. It's
impossible to be perfect.
Exactly. None of us out there are perfect.
That's not a reasonable expectation of yourself in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. And it's actually an insecurity. So, if you do struggle with perfectionism and then level up and you step into a role where you're trying to improve yourself, you step outside of that comfort zone, you're at a high risk to fall into imposter syndrome.
Because you're judging your performance based on the performance of the others that are around you.
Yeah, because you're expected to be the leader. You expect yourself. I'm supposed to know everything. I am, supposed to lead these guys, and I have to do it, a perfect way, and you've never done it before. So again, that leads down that path of imposter syndrome.
Needing to be perfect so that you are at the level of the people and the peers that you're now around.
Yep.
Or stepping into the leadership role and being the go-to person that has all the answers. If you've ever felt like you have to have all the answers, drop me a 5 in the comments. Okay? A lot of times, again, when you're starting to build your team and new people as they get onboarded, especially in network marketing, they feel like they have to know all the answers to be able to be effective. Okay? Which is actually not true. Every single person that you meet, every single person on this planet has an immense amount of value in them, okay? Everybody has a talent. Yep. They have certain things that they're good at. They have their own unique way, I can't speak, of doing things that resonate and connect with people that are like-minded, they're their tribe. Yep. And so when we get into that position where we're like feeling that we have to know everything, we're really sabotaging ourselves. We're really setting ourselves back, thinking that, who am I to do this? The question really is who are you not to?
Exactly.
There are people out there that need you. They need your impact. They need you to level up and to own the greatness that you have inside yourself and what you have to bring to the marketplace and the message that you have to share, instead of worrying that it might not be perfect or worrying that it might not be at so-and-so's level because of your own personal judgments instead of what's really actually going on.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie. Thanks for hopping on, sweetie.
And the thing you got to realize as well, if you're a perfectionist, dealing with perfectionism as I was, and you're feeling that imposter syndrome, you have to realize that, again, nobody's perfect, right? And what you have and the struggles that you deal with and the imperfections in you, people are going to relate more to that than they are you trying to act like somebody you're not, right?
Well, and how can you better, I mean, if you're perfect and you have no flaws, how can you help somebody?
You can't. No.
You really have to come from a place of service and get vulnerable and connect with people
Exactly.
where they're at, saying, hey, I've been there. I
Yep.
remember struggling with this. I still struggle with this.
Yep.
These are the things that I've found that, have helped. And really, to combat that, having those open lines of communications and owning it and not pretending to be something that you're not is something that can really help you overcome that perfectionism and the imposter syndrome that you're feeling. Talking to your peers, getting feedback.
Yeah.
Okay? You do your best. You always do your best.
Yep.
And if your best needs some tweaks, it's okay. It's part of your progression, your learning, and your growth.
Absolutely.
But pretending that you are, something that you're not, or not doing something because you're afraid of being measured against something else that you're, judging, it really holds you stuck as well. It is not allowing you to have the growth. And also as a leader for your teams, it's really hindering the growth that you might have there.
Yep.
So that's the message we wanted to share with you guys tonight. We appreciate you hopping on. Thank you, Debbie. We appreciate you. And we will catch you guys on Monday.
Yeah. Wife's going to be out of town. She's going to be going to an amazing training in Orlando, Florida.
Yes,
so
Miss
I
Debbie
will be
Dunford
joining
will be
you.
with me.
Yes, this is true. She will.
Yep. That'll be great.
I will be joining you on Monday.
And Wednesday.
And Wednesday, yes. It's going to be fun.
You get a double dose of Tim.
That's right.
So we appreciate you hopping on, you guys, and we will catch you next week.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
We'll see ya.
We'll talk to you later.